I'm going to plead the fifth on that one.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, it's the first for me. I'll accept it, though. No worries. What's going on, y'all? This is Paranoid Grower. I have a special guest with me today. He is a grow me in the community. I read a quote from Daniel Hudson recently and thought of you that says, "Fighting teaches you a lot about yourself. When you fight, you are in a situation where failure can happen. This chance of failure forges your character in many ways and makes you realize how mentally tough you are, or tough you have to be as a fighter. This mental toughness will transfer into your everyday life, giving you the drive and a clear, conscious attitude." Well, Tootall, welcome to the show. How you doing, buddy?
I'm tired, but I'm very happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely, sir. Well, what are we smoking on tonight, sir?
I was enjoying a little sour delica before the show.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, from Night Owl, grown by yours truly.
Yeah, you actually gave me some of that sour delica recently. Been smoking on that. What was your experience with that sour delica?
I love it. I mean, I have ADHD, and usually, like, my medication, when I take it, it works for a certain amount of time, and then I start to get a little scatterbrained and just a little, like, funky. Ooh, camera's moving around now.
I noticed that.
Yeah, but anyway, it makes me so clear-headed, and it's like the perfect medicine for me. Like, when I enjoy it, it just, like, I feel this wave of calm just wash over me, and then I'm just ready to do it, ready to get after it and be able to think clearly for once.
Yeah, hell yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm smoking on your Odin's Express that you grew from Green Guy Genetics. Yeah,
nice. How are you enjoying that?
Actually, this is my first time smoking it. I've been smoking your sour delica, and I smoked all of it. And I was like, I gotta have something for the show, so I've been hanging on to this Odin's Express for the show. To be honest with you, so
yeah, it's interesting because they both have that shared parent. They both have that Zamidelica in there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's funny when you have one for a while, and like the sour delica is that more thin leaf, that more uppy type feeling. Then the Odin's Express, when you enjoy them back and forth, you can actually pick up on those Zamidelica notes. It's wild.
Hell yeah, that is wild. Well, what did you get into this weekend?
This weekend, I just got back from a charity open mat that we had. There was a black belt that's local to us that he's always come and supported our tournaments and everything. And he's an awesome dude. And his kid had an accident with a spinal cord injury.
Oh no!
It's just really sad. He's just a teen, so it's rough. So they've been going through it. He hurt himself kind of early in July, like early mid-July. So, they were doing their thing, and he's always been so good to us. So a couple of the guys at the gym put together a charity open mat where just everyone shows up from the community, and there are a ton of people there, all different schools and everything. It's so great when the community can come together and just show the support, because we're all crazy enough to do this sport. So right. We might as well all be crazy together.
Okay.
But yeah, it was just, I think I rolled for about 2 hours or so, maybe a little more, maybe a rest round or two in there, but I'm getting old, man.
Okay. Yeah. Well, were y'all able to raise enough money for him?
I didn't get a chance to see what the final tally was, but the open mat we had attached to Wellfest. So they had like a whole like health and wellness fair going on where people would, the different services that they offered, they would, have a table set up and be able to show you like what they do, and people were selling things there. So it was quite the event. And we had some people kind of just like, we had chairs along part of the mat, and the amount of people that would just come and sit and watch and be like, what is going on here? And then, someone would come over and be able to give them all the information about, why we were there and what we were doing. And, some people donated, and there were basket raffles and a 50-50 and whatnot. So it was just awesome.
Awesome. And you said that there was a GoFundMe for that?
Yeah. I am not the best at reading, at least out loud. Like in my head, cool. But once I start trying to get the words out, I start tripping, and it's not too good. So I ended up writing it down for us here. And
Okay.
then if you're on the Discord, I'm definitely going to get you get a link on there once everything goes live with us. So it'll be good. It'd be awesome if, we can show some love from this side too. I mean, people are people, and everything's tough now. So, I mean, if you can't give, totally understand. But if you have a little bit to spare, that's great. Helping someone be able to get the best care that they can so that they can live the most fulfilling life after something so tragic that happens.
Right. Well, yeah, we'll try to get that GoFundMe put in the link below, and that way people can reach out and donate, help out for sure.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yep. I got in this weekend for me. I got actually yesterday, my dad and I worked on my camper. I've got a 1996 Fleetwood Terry that I'm working on.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going to a Muddy Roots Music Festival at the end of the month, and so I'm trying to get it semi ready to where I can at least sleep in it and be comfortable for the event. But yeah, I replaced the lights on it yesterday. There was a rock guard that was busted on it for the front windshield, and we fixed that. Got the new hinges put on, and it's funny. Like when you start a project like that, you start realizing, well, this piece is messed up too. Well, then you fix that. Well, this is messed up too. And right now, that's kind of what we're running into is, fixing this and fixing that. Actually, I had to order an awning. It was supposed to be in yesterday, but it didn't show up. It's not showing up till tonight, so I got to wait till next weekend to work on it. So
yeah. And isn't it always fun when you start getting into a project and you start getting into the weeds with it? You're just like, okay, I need to fix that. Okay, I need to fix that. And then you just find the never-ending list.
Oh, dude, it's never ending for sure, bro. Like I'm gonna be broke by the time I get done with this situation. It's okay though.
But you'll have a kick-ass camper, and you'll have an awesome time at Muddy Roots. So there you go.
100% for sure. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that part. Also, just did normal house chores, cutting grass, and visiting with friends. And actually today, I got my shop to myself. I bought a house recently, and the previous owner's stuff was still in the shop up until today. So like I sat out there for like an hour, just like baking it or soaking it in. Like this is my new space. This is mine.
Yeah, no, it's awesome when you can take that space and be able to make it yours, because like I had the same thing in my on my property. I have a barn. It wasn't finished on the inside, so we ended up, me and my mom, we insulated the walls, we put up the vapor barrier, we put up walls, we painted, and then I just got electrical out there. So it's going to be a good time.
Wow. What do you plan on doing out there?
Oh, I do woodworking.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, and I got a lathe that I've been, dicking around with a little bit. And I haven't been out in the shop for a while, just with life and everything else, and just, getting down, transitioning jobs. So just wanting to be able to get out there, it's going to be great.
Right. What kind of stuff do you do with woodworking? Like, what do you like to make?
I just kind of make whatever, I've got some bookcases that I know I'm going to have to make. Made myself a planting table. I've just kind of whatever strikes inspiration or whatever's needed, and just be able to go out and do it.
Heck yeah, that's really awesome. Well, we'll go ahead and talk about the reason why we meet up on this podcast, and that reason is Freedom Fest 2025 at Johnny Apple's Orchard on 4th of July weekend.
It was good. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Let's go ahead and get your ask for your experience with Freedom Fest.
Yeah, so as that wasn't my first time out to the orchard. I went down in December with Flam and Grateful. and it was my first time meeting up with those guys. So I'd been out there before, and it's changed a lot since I was out there last. But I mean, it's the community coming together, doing their thing, everyone trying out, what everyone else has grown, and just hanging out and having a wonderful time.
Damn right.
Had to get the cheap plug-in.
Oh yeah, dude, I appreciate that. One of the cool things about Johnny's Apples Orchard, he has a shop, and we all got to sleep in that shop and hang out back there as well. One of the cool things about being able to hang out in there is I got to try your dab rig. And I was wanting you to explain your dab rig to the people here in the audience.
So my dab rig that I have, it's called it's the Old Head like terp hammer system. I forgot the exact name for it. Probably should have wrote it down. But it's a heater that has one of those coils that you would use in just in like an e-nail. And then there's a head on it that there's different balls in here. So there's like rubies, you can do cubic zirconia, you can do a bunch of different things. So the heater will heat up the balls, and then you have the bowl on a glass piece, and you just kind of put the head inside the bowl. Then you inhale, and then the air swirls around the hot balls and then bakes the flower, and then inhale and you get medicated.
Yeah, it was wild. It was a wild experience for me. I'd never done anything like that before.
Yeah. And the coil is the exact same set. They sell a banger, an auto spinner that goes with it. So you can just take the glass and you can set it in there, and whatever temperature you have everything set at, it'll heat up to that temperature, and it'll keep it at a constant temperature, which is nice. So you're taking out that element of trying to use a coil or trying to use a torch, to heat up the banger, and you don't know if you're going to have good consistent heat or anything. So it takes the human error out of that part.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it really is hard to like gauge the temperature when you're using a torch. And I noticed the ease that you'd had with that unit that we were using. So I thought that was really neat.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little pricey, but the craftsmanship is good on it, and it serves a purpose, and it's just makes it so much easier to be able to medicate.
Right. And how much did you pay for that?
I want to say like the whole system, it's like 500. Right. I know it's one of those things where you're going to pay for the quality, and there's other wireless ball vape systems that are pretty much the same thing, and they've all come out, but I kind of jumped in early and don't really find a need to be able to try any of the other systems.
Right. Well, yeah, you cringed up when you said the $500, but the reality is, the way I look at it is buy once, cry once. If you're going to get something that's going to last for a long time, it's okay to spend that extra money.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially, if there's a lot of these products that are out in the market and that are just a couple $100, and you could afford that, but then you get it and it only lasts for maybe 6 months to a year. Maybe you might get lucky and get a couple years out of it, but
exactly.
Yeah, I prefer just go ahead and spend the extra money and not have to worry about keep on buying something constantly.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Also, I was wanting to talk to you about your handheld vaporizer, because we got to try that as well. I was wanting you to explain to the audience about that as well.
So that was an Airizer Air Max. They're a Canadian company, and I actually have mine charging now in case I need to re-up during our talk here. But it looks kind of like the handle of a lightsaber,
right?
And you have different stems that you can put in there, and it's all glass, which is awesome because you're not having to like fight with a lot of plastic or anything. So it's an all glass airway, so you get like the most true flavor of the herb, and it's a fun experience.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, I really enjoy that little piece. I like the glass tip that you have for it. Is that interchangeable on those?
Yeah. You can buy a bunch of different different stems for it. Like I have one that's straight. The one here I have is bent. And then I have one that has a bunch of dimples in it for
Yeah,
cooling.
that's the one that we smoked on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the more surface area that you can run the vapor over, the cooler everything's going to get. So when you go ahead and you inhale and it kind of goes through the longer glass pieces or like all with all the little dimples, it just makes it a little less harsh. And since I'm an athlete, quote unquote,
Right.
I have that pretty active lifestyle. So smoking joints is hard on my lungs.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, I'll do it if I have to, like if that's what's going on, like at the orchard. I knew I was going to be feeling it for days and days afterwards, just because my lungs aren't conditioned to that anymore. But it's good to enjoy that too, because you get a lot of different experiences. What I like about the dry herb vaping is you can customize your experience too. If you want a more terpy hit, you can go at a lower temperature. If you want to get certain cannabinoids to volatilize, you go at a little bit higher temperature. And then you can turn it up as high as you want, up to like, I want to say, it's going to be funny, 420 degrees. Like that's where a lot of the devices top out at.
Right.
And if you just want to get a complete extraction like that, you just ramp it all the way up and go to town.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I recently bought the Venti, and I like it a lot. But
Mm-hmm.
I really do like that piece just mainly because of that glass stem that
Mm-hmm.
you had on there, because I could definitely tell a difference having that distance
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
I'm pretty sure that, I mean, I haven't looked because I don't have a venti. I mean, it's nice. And that's the problem with dry herb vaping. There's a whole ton of different devices you can use. So you get like vape acquisition syndrome.
Right.
And you're just like, ooh, I want to try this. I want to try this. I want to try this. So, but yeah, I think that they probably should have some sort of maybe like a different top that I'll go ahead and click on for inserting different glass pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a Mighty. I actually have it on my desk here. Desk is a mess. I need to clean it. But Planet of the Vapes, not sponsored, makes a top that you go ahead and you click it on,
Okay.
and then there's interchangeable glass stems with it. So like they have a bunch of different ones. Like this one has some dimples in it,
Oh, okay.
or even like a water pipe adapter so that you can pop it in and you can use it with glass.
Yeah, I actually bought one of those water pipe adapters for my Venti. I just got
Mm-hmm.
it in the mail today or yesterday, so I'm actually going to try it out as soon as I find my bong. It's packed somewhere. I'll
That's
eventually
the
find it.
Yeah, that's the problem with moving. Like, no matter how well you label the boxes, no matter how you make a packing list and you say, okay, I know this is going to be in this box, things always go missing.
100%. Yeah, I mean,
Fucking,
I know it's in the shop, so I mean, I'm good there. It's just piled under something,
yeah.
or covered up with some, piled up stuff. So I'll get it eventually.
Yeah.
Another thing we got to do at Johnny's was we got a chance to trade some seeds. I got to see
Yeah.
your seed collection, and I actually, your seed collection is very similar to Early Birds. I was like, as soon as
Really?
I looked at it, yeah, y'all have the same like cases.
Well,
So yeah,
that's probably where I got the idea.
right, yeah. So yeah, go ahead and explain your cases on that.
So, in my seeds, I have them in a box that's like for photos. So it's a plastic box, and then you open it up, and then on the inside, there's other little boxes for keeping your prints inside. So I just take the boxes, use my label maker. Let me tell you, most underrated piece of grow equipment, label maker.
Right?
And I started out thinking that I was going to be real like avant-garde and kitschy, and I bought the one with the screw top that you squeeze the handle and you punch the label on.
Right.
But those labels don't stick to anything for shit.
Right. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, so I got a nice label maker that just hooks up to my phone and prints everything out, and it's Bluetooth. I can take it anywhere, and it just keeps everything more organized because I live out of doom piles. I live out of Laundry Mountain in my basement. So organization is not my strong suit. We
I don't
all have
know.
our strengths and weaknesses. So I was like, okay, I really want to try hard with this so I know what's there. Because if I don't know what's there, I'm not going to grow it and I'm not going to be able to enjoy it.
Yeah, actually, I'm really envious of your label maker because it was so cool that you were able to make labels even for like vials and stuff. Like
Mm-hmm.
you just had it going on the whole time. You just had a little production line going on. I'm like, this is really neat.
I mean, it's really wild what you can do with technology nowadays, and to be able to have that convenience. Yeah, cool. Let's do
Mhm.
it.
Yeah, absolutely. Another thing too is we got to hang out at the bonfire, and of course that bonfire was pretty crazy. I know explained it with Nerd, but how we were
Mm-hmm.
all out in the driveway at first, chilling out there like this fire is too small. Let's get closer. And we got way too close, way too fast, and oh, it was that part was rough.
Yeah, and it's funny. Johnny had set up the chairs, and he was like, "Okay, the chairs are going to be back here." And then he started the bonfire, and then yeah, we all moved up and should have listened to the guy that does bonfires regularly because he'd
Yeah,
be
we
the
should have listened. Yeah, we should have listened to him. Hundred
yeah.
percent.
But of course, we're all like, "Oh no, let's go do it, guys, let's do it." And then everyone's leg hairs are burning off, and
Yep.
trying to get embers out of beards, and then keep on progressively moving back until we get
Yeah.
to where we started from.
Exactly where we were at the very beginning of the whole bonfire experience.
Yeah,
But yeah, and then too, the next morning it was pretty cool because you and I woke up first before everybody, so we actually got to like sit outside and chat for I don't know, at least a good hour, just
yeah,
hanging out, just talking about life and stuff. So that was a really cool experience for me.
yeah. And like most people, like I can be a real clam sometimes. Like my social anxiety kicks in and like start to get self conscious about what I'm saying or what's going on. And then my mind starts racing and then I get out of the conversation. But I've been really trying in the last year or so, maybe even more, just trying to be more social and more outgoing, just to have that life skill.
Oh, for
And
sure.
then to be able to just, have a semi stranger, just because, we all talk online all the time and we all hop in the voice chat every once in a while and hang out and shoot the shit. But, you know, online is one thing, in person, then you're like, so this is a person, they have a life.
Right?
Yeah.
Uh,
But then you're kind. And, I'd like to think that I can sniff out good people when I see them and just, have that interaction of like, oh, hey, we're like minded. You
right.
know, we don't agree on everything. We agree on the majority of things. So,
Right.
might as well have that connection and just be able to meet some awesome people.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, and that meeting up with everybody there that weekend was really awesome. I know we also got to hang out with Istig and Nerd Grows and Grateful and of course Johnny
Yeah.
and his dad as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was we had a really good time that weekend for sure.
Yeah. No, we had a good group. It was a good group of guys. It was awesome to meet everybody. And it's funny when you can put a face to the screen name. It's
Right?
just, it always trips me out.
Yeah. I know. And like I talked to Nerd about it, but like your name fits who you are because you really are
Mhm.
tall. Like I wasn't expecting you to be as tall as you are. I mean, I'm tall, but you're like
Mhm.
really tall.
Yeah. So actually, the funny story behind that, I was training for my first fight and, going through training camp, getting ready, trying to find opponents because there was an event that was going to be happening, X amount of weeks out. So we were training. And they're like, okay, we got you an opponent. I'm like, awesome. So then maybe like a week later, my teacher comes up to me, Crew Mark, another amazing person. He comes over and he's like, Joe, I'm sorry. He dropped out of the fight. And I was like, oh, that sucks. So then they looked for a replacement, got a replacement. But going back to the first guy that I was supposed to fight, we were going to do a catch weight at 190. And, I would fight at 185 usually. Had my first fight at 190. And, and we were kind of going over why he didn't want to take the fight. And apparently he was 5'9" at 190. And he said he didn't want to fight me because he's too tall.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I know. Like if you're training for a fight, you don't get to pick and choose a lot of those things.
Right.
Like a lot of times I would just be happy to get a fight. Then my second fight, the promoter did something funny with the guy's record, and I talked to him afterwards, and he's like, yeah, I had like 7 MMA fights, and I was doing my first Muay Thai fight. And I'm like, you're fucking kidding me. But it's sometimes you get what you get.
Oh, for sure.
And you definitely learn a lot from those fights, and you come out with one of your nostrils a lot smaller than the other because you get caught with a short hook in the third round, and you learn and you grow and you do better next time.
Heck yeah. That's wild. Thank you for sharing that.
Of course.
Well, the next topic I'd like to talk to you about is your garden. What do you have currently growing on in your garden?
So right now I'm kind of in between grows, but kind of in a grow. So I had gotten a couple of plants, a Doug's Varen and a Maui Wowie, that I tried to take some snips of and bring them over to the event, to our get together. And some of them made it, a lot of them didn't make it. So I'm still mothering those out. I'm still going to take some cuts off them and, try to root some clones and go through with that. And then I have Flam's GMO pie, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that's what it was.
Yeah. So I have that going too, and I have to up pot it because it's looking real angry. And I'm like, I'm sorry, ma'am. I will get to you. I promise. We'll get through this together.
Right.
So then I'm thinking about soaking some seeds either tonight or tomorrow. Still kind of deciding on what I want to grow. I know Super Sun God's going to be on there for sure. And then there's another one that I was thinking of. I don't know. I had it in the chat somewhere, so I'll go back and look at it. But just kind of I get choice paralysis as far as what I want to grow, because I have way too many options. And I look and I'm like, okay, do I want to grow something thin? Do I want to grow something broad? Do I want something in between? Do I want something like chemi and grows? Do I want fruit? It's just like trying to go through that choice. Just like,
oh, for sure. Yeah. The choosing what to grow is extremely hard when you have so many options.
Yeah.
It is ridiculously hard. Like, and then, with starting this podcast, people have been giving me seeds too. So it's like, okay, well now I got way too many options. I don't know what to do now.
Yeah. And just seeing your seed collection and just the chaos, but the chaos that makes sense. And
right.
Just seeing all the different stuff you have. And I'm just like getting a little envious. I'm like, ooh, that's some nice stuff in there.
Right.
Yeah.
I've got some growing and life questions for you. I was going to ask you if you're cool with that.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. How long have you been growing cannabis?
I've been growing cannabis allegedly since 2017. I want to say, kind of on and off though, because there was a time where I didn't grow at all. Like I stopped consuming for a while, and then kind of in the last few years, maybe like 3 or 4 by now, started to get back into it.
Right. Who or what got you? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
Who or what got you into growing cannabis?
So before I came back to where I am now, I spent some time out in Illinois. It was a good time, but I went out there with a girl. I bought a house. I got married. I got divorced. I sold a house. So that old song and dance there. But moving back to the area, and I was like, CBD really helps me. Like, because that's where I kind of got started in consuming this time around. Like the CBD was really helping me. But I want to get some more benefits out of it. I want to try to, grow some of my own or try to find some somewhere. And at that time, cannabis was still not legal for recreational; it was only medical. But the guidelines for the medical program were so tight at the time. It was pretty much a cancer, AIDS, you're dying state.
Oh, I see.
So, so allegedly, I had started growing then, and then once rec came around, I got my med card because, like, with all my ADHD and everything, I had valid reason in my anxiety, my depression, all those other comorbidities that just keep you down. I went and got a consultation and got my card, and I've kept it ever since. But with the card, you could grow. With rec, you had to wait like 18 months or so before from the day of the first sale to be able to grow.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and trying to go out and find someone who has something, not really knowing a lot of people. I mean, I've done that before. It was fun. Don't get me wrong, but I just wanted something easy, and I want to know what's going into it, how it's grown, how it's being taken care of, instead of rolling the dice and being like, "Oh, I don't feel so good."
Right.
Then
100%.
you have your end game moment, just start fluttering off.
Heck yeah. Well, what was your first cultivar that you grew, and how did that first grow go for you?
I want to say the first one that I grew was, I think it was Man Bear Alien Pig by Mephisto.
Okay, that's an interesting name.
Yeah, because they would they would try to have all their or some of their cultivar names based off of South Park references.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And before the pitchforks start coming out, this was back in the day when you could get handwritten envelopes with the cultivar on them.
Hmm.
So it's like really early back in the day of Mephisto, back before they, started allegedly white labeling and, having all their shit grown out in Spain or wherever they are. I'm not
Right,
even going to get into it because I don't know, but it was back like when Daz was still with them.
right.
So it was it was more legit at the time. And as far as how it went, I crushed it. I had that beginner's luck. I really followed their grow guide. I did all my research. I did all the things. And I was like, oh my God, it's actually happening. And just that dopamine hit you get off that first grow and like the first good grow. And I was spoiled because it happened on the first time. Now I fuck something up, I fuck this up, and then you're like, oh no, what's going on? Why can't we go
Right.
back to the before time?
Yeah, I feel you. My first solid grow was my third grow.
Nice.
So yeah, so that was that's awesome that you had your first experience with it.
Yeah. And it turned out well, and I had to learn how to dry, and it's completely different than what I do now, but just in the early days of very limited information on the internet,
Hmm.
with everyone still being very hush hush and, you know, closed knit about what's going on, trying to find whatever information I could to be able to do everything that I could to have something that I could enjoy. It was a task, but I'm glad that I did it because you learn certain things and then you pick up on certain themes, and just having that knowledge is good for when you need it.
Heck yeah. Well, what type of nutrients do you use in your garden?
So I use Daz's super soil mix. So there's a recipe that was like a bulk recipe that made like 100 pounds or something like that of dry amendment mix, but someone was able to scale it down so that I want to say maybe it makes 1 to 2 pounds, maybe. But you take all the amendments, you add them in, you mix them all up, and then you sprinkle them into a tote of soil and you mix it all together, and then you just let it cook. And you let the microbes start to break down a lot of the amendments, and then that soil's real hot. So then you can throw that on the bottom because the roots are going to want to stretch and grow towards that. And then you make it a little less hot up towards the top. And then on the top, you just use like regular, like biowall. That's what I use. Or you just use something that's going to be real light on top, so it has the chance to be able to establish, good roots and not get super burnt or stressed out right off the jump.
Well, what type of equipment do you use in your garden?
I have 2 2x4 tents that I use. I try to keep one for autos, one for photos. I have AC Infinity and lines, and I use the AC Infinity controller, thinking about moving away from it a little bit at least, just because I find that sometimes, and I'm sure that it's me and not actually reading the manual and getting everything set up correctly, which, a lot of people do, but I find that like sometimes some parameters don't kick on with the controller. So I think for some things I might like buy one of those Inkbird plugs
Mm-hmm.
and use that, but still have the controller going to get some of those metrics and to be able to at least set the inline and light schedule. So I use that, and I grow in grow buckets. So you take a 5-gallon bucket from Home Depot, and then you drill a hole a certain distance away from the bottom, and there's a base that you put in, and you top water it. You water it through a tube, so you get the reservoir in the bottom, and then the bucket will kind of let out whatever extra water you have in there. And then there's a little float gauge that'll tell you how full the reservoir is. And then you pack the soil around it, and it's sub-irrigated, so it just wicks up from the bottom.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I've never used any of those like that.
Yeah. And I actually started playing around with my own bootleg autopot system.
Oh, okay.
So I have a drip tray, and then the insert for the drip tray that would keep the pots up out of the stagnant water down there. But I bought a couple of float valves from Amazon, and I cut out part of the drip tray and I set those in there, and then bought tubing and all the fittings to run it into a garbage can, and then put the water in the garbage can after multiple trips to the hardware store of getting the right fittings and
Right,
driving
of course.
around,
Yeah.
as is with any improvement project.
Oh, for sure.
So I would use plastic pots with that. And that way you can vary what size. You can do 1 gallons, 2 gallons, 5 gallons, whatever you want. And then microfiber cloth coming out of the bottom, like coming out of the drainage holes.
Right.
So the microfiber cloth will dip down into the drip tray and then wick up from there.
Okay. That's really cool, dude. I've never even really thought about doing anything like that before.
I think I saw it on the Your Average Grow Discord. Someone had done something like that with solo cups,
Gotcha.
and it worked. So I was like, "Hey, let's do it." Not that there's nothing wrong with auto pots, but they can be a little spendy, and I have an itch to start projects all the time. So
Right.
I had started that one for a little bit, and then kind of went away from it for a couple of months, and then I was like, I think it's time to start working on that again. And then just kind of wrangle my ADHD brain back to, okay, let's finish this project. You started it. You have 10 other projects that you started. Just finish one, be done with it, so that you can start using it and start doing what you intended instead of putting it off and putting it off and putting it off.
Right. Heck yeah. Well, that's really cool. How has cannabis influenced your approach to fitness and overall health?
As for me, it's definitely a medicine, because I've been doing Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and Muay Thai since 2008. So I've had a lot of years of just beating my body to shit and getting injured and being sore and just having nagging injuries all the time. But cannabis has taken down a lot of the inflammation. My joints don't hurt as much. Like my hands, I'll never be a hand model from from doing jujitsu, because you grab onto that gi and you hold on so tight, and then someone rips the grip away and the tip of your finger gets caught and your finger starts twisting. And like, I got thick knuckles. They not by choice, but but cannabis and all the different cannabinoids and the terpenes and everything, just they make me feel like I can move. There's some mornings that I wake up and I feel like I'm 60. And I'm just like, throwing myself out of bed and trying to stretch and move and do a little bit of walking around before I start getting going with my day. But when I consume and when I medicate, just a lot of that washes away, and I just feel real loosey goosey, and I feel good, and I can go around and do things.
For sure. Yeah, something that that I like about that is the wake and bake session. That helps. I usually do stretching after my wake and bake session.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah. Like we have a competition class on Sundays, like Sunday morning, and like I've taken some concentrate and some regular like rosin or resin, and then some CBD concentrate, and make my own like mixed ratio.
oh
So
wow, okay.
I'll have all of the compounds, all of the everything, and I'll get a lot of that good benefit out of it. And I'll just do like a small little dab to help me feel loose and help me roll. And it's it's wild when your brain is thinking in that way, and it feels like sometimes you're supercharged and like you can just flow through things, and you can feel, where the person's going, and you can make some better predictions, some not better predictions.
Mhm.
But it's wild. Yeah. The wake and bake is nice when I'm
Oh,
able to do it.
oh, for sure. What are some of the benefits of cannabis for MMA fighters?
Uh Definitely helps with reducing inflammation, at least for me, from my experiences. Not a doctor.
Right?
It helps with inflammation, helps me just relax because you're redlining your body a lot of times, especially when you're in fight camp. Like you're trying to train, 1 to 2 times a day, depending on your schedule. You got to do your road work, you got to do your strength and conditioning, and you got to try to take care of your body as best you can. But being able to have something to aid in that, not necessarily give you a competitive edge, but to be able to help relax you and help be able to make you feel like you can get back to a regular day. Because especially as an amateur, like these guys aren't getting paid. They're showing up on the card. A lot of times they can get like money from ticket sales, but if you get injured after your fight and you're an amateur and you have a regular job, you got to think about that.
That's true.
But having something to assist with getting your body back in alignment and having all those health benefits and be able to feel like you're recovering and feel like you're able to get back to train again, just because getting in the gym every single day and going super hard, getting ready for a fight or getting ready for a tournament, it's not enjoyable. Like your mindset changes.
I can imagine.
And then sometimes if you're cutting weight, then you're restricting your calories and you're getting like 2 gallons of water a day so that you can start peeing things out. And you're just cranky and you're miserable, and someone's trying to fold your clothes while you're still in them, and you're just like, so your body just takes a toll after a while. And I find that cannabis for me helps alleviate a lot of that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, especially with like recovery. So, what has been your favorite thing that you've learned about growing cannabis?
Just the whole process, really, because I went from, doing a little bit of gardening with my mom when I was a kid, but not much, just looking and seeing what's going on and what she's growing, and looking and seeing how everything's coming along, but just getting into the process and trying not to drive myself too mad with all of the little things that can happen and the little things that you can learn, but just learning how the plant develops and just the morphology of everything to help you be able to steer for better results.
Oh, for sure. Well, what advice would you give to an inspiring cannabis grower who's looking to start their own garden?
Just do it. Just get started. That's always the hardest thing, no matter what it is. If it's a new hobby, it's something that you want to do in life, making a change for the better, for the worse, just do it. You'll
Oh
get the
yeah.
life experience, you'll get confidence, you'll be able to have something to show for all your hard work and your knowledge. And you if you didn't, then you could play the shoulda, coulda, woulda, or the what if game and drive yourself mad instead of being like, you know what, I gave it an honest shot. If it worked, awesome. I have something that I can do. If it doesn't work, well, fuck. I can sell all this on Facebook Marketplace, make some of my money back, and move on to the next one.
Right. Solid advice, dude. Solid advice. Well, my next segment is the hot seat. Are you ready for the hot seat, sir?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Which band or artist did you see for your first concert and venue?
I want to say, I know the venue. The venue was the Marine Midland Arena, sponsored by Marine Midland Bank, which is now the HSBC Arena, I believe.
Okay.
But I want to say it was the Goo Goo Dolls. So, big Buffalo band. It's funny when you find people that they're like, yeah, I like the Goo Goo Dolls. And then they say, yeah, Iris is my favorite song. And then I'm sitting there like, have you not heard anything from Superstar Car Wash? Like, have you not heard anything? Because
right.
To see how they matured as a band. And my mom told me a story back in the day. Like, they saw the Goo Goo Dolls at an old punk club in Buffalo, and they were a punk rock band when they started.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So just to hear some of those influences and some of the earlier stuff, and then how they started to go a little bit more mainstream, it's just wild to see.
That is wild.
And I think it was either that or Bush and No Doubt at the same arena.
Gotcha.
Because my sister wanted to go, and she was a teenager at the time, and I wasn't old enough to stay at home by myself. So me, my mom, and my sister, we all went because my dad worked second shift. So we all went, and she had an awesome time. I enjoyed myself because it's something that I don't really get to do all the time when I was, not being able to be alone by myself. And it was a great experience.
Heck yeah. What was your favorite song when you were 16?
When I was 16, because my music changes have changed so much over the years, so it's hard to keep track.
Right.
I want to say it was probably either something from the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones or something like mainstream hip hop.
Oh yeah, I like my Boss Tones.
They're a good time.
Fuck yeah. What was your first? Wait, how old are you?
I'm gonna be 40 this year.
Okay, all right. Well, then we can do this. What was your first audio tape that you purchased?
My first audio tape. I've had tapes ever since I was a little kid, like a real little kid. So I'm sure that was something that was just given to me. As far as what it was probably something Disney related.
Oh, okay.
Just as you're a child,
for sure.
Kids go to Disney. But I know my first CD that I bought was Weezer's Blue Album.
Hey, I love that album. Solid fucking album.
Yeah, not to be, all hipster and pretentious about it.
Oh, no, it's great, dude. I've actually, Weezer, I seen them perform the Blue Album in entirety at the Ryman Auditorium in Nashville.
That's
years
awesome.
Ago. Yeah, they did. They did like a reverse chronological where they played two of their top songs on each album before or after the Blue Album. So they did it backwards, and then they did the whole Blue Album on that Saturday night, and then Sunday night they did the same thing, but they did the Pinkerton album.
Nice.
On that next night, so that was pretty well. I didn't go to the Pinkerton, but I went to the Blue Album because that was my favorite out of that.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, solid album.
Yeah, I got to see Weezer live back when I was in Illinois.
Oh, for real?
And when nowadays, they play the majority of their newer stuff, but they'll do a medley of a lot of their old hits and just string it all together. And it's just like,
oh, I know, that's great. It's so much fun.
And you want more of it. I just want you to play the songs. I don't care about the newer stuff. I want that nostalgic youth.
Right. 100%, dude. All right. Do you play any musical instruments?
I do not. I played the stand-up bass for a couple of months in middle school, but then I broke a couple of them.
Oh, wow.
And then my parents told me that I couldn't play stand-up bass anymore,
There you
which
go.
is fine. But then the only reason they wanted me to play is because I was the biggest person.
Oh, gotcha.
So they were like, he's big. And my sister played violin. So the orchestra conductors knew her. So they're
Right.
like, oh, how about you give this a try? And like I was okay. Like I was learning and being able to get my hands in all the right places and use the bow and the plucking and everything. But I was a little too cherry popping daddies and I was not able to play anymore.
That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah. Well,
Oh my
as is with the
God.
times.
Right. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, good. Have you met a musical artist or band in person? This could be at a meet and greet or out in the wild.
I have met several. So my friend group in college, when I went the first time around, they were in a band. So I got to sit in on their practices. Shout out Gonkulator, by the way. Find them on Spotify.
Shout out.
Shout out. Just a side story. When they released their first album, the lead singer, he was a whiz with computers, a whiz with everything. He had that Midas touch with anything that he did. So when he was making their website, like they had a website, he was updating it. He put a music player in there. This was all like Flash. He was all coding everything in Flash. So I would do the merch table for them, and and I had this picture of me that I was like going on 48 hours of no sleep or like 37 or something like that.
Right.
And just like I was doing the influencer face before it was the influencer face.
Right.
And my buddy, he made my face the music player. So you clicked on my face and my mouth opened up real big and the music was playing. And then you click on my face and then my mouth closed.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah. But being able to go around with them and being friends with them, I would run their merch table. So I met a whole bunch of different bands that way. And when I went to school down in Fredonia, where I met these guys, there's a famous music mixer, Dave Fridman.
Mm-hmm.
He did the mixing for the Flaming Lips and like MGMT and like a lot Thursday, like a lot of different bands.
Wow.
So the Flaming Lips were in doing some recording and some mixing. And it was always a myth that you could see Wayne Coyne, the lead singer, jogging around campus in a hoodie and like 70s basketball shorts and then just his hair flowing in the wind. Just those luscious gray curly locks. So I was going to the ATM on campus and I was walking from my dorm over towards the ATM and I saw him. And I had to do like a double take. And I was like, is this really happening? Is Wayne Coyne actually running on campus? And it was like slow motion. It felt like it was going in slow motion.
Right.
He's jogging. I'm watching him and he's giving me a side eye. And I'm like, it's okay. I'm sorry.
That's wild. What is your most surprising opener you've ever seen perform live?
This is a tough one because what I like as far as like openers, like I'll listen to them, but nothing's really crazy. But Every Time I Die would have a Christmas show when they were a band in Buffalo, and they would like rent out this big venue where actually my gym is now, the gym that I teach and I train at. And they would do like pro wrestling first, like early in the day. It was like an all day event. And they actually pushed it out to 2 days before they ended up breaking up. But you do pro wrestling in the morning and then music and like a whole lineup of all sorts of different bands. And at one of their shows was the first time that I heard Knocked Loose. And I was like, where has this been all my life? So not necessarily an opener, but definitely like a band that I didn't really think anything of. And then all of a sudden you see them and then you're just completely blown away.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I love that feeling. Heck yeah. Let's see. Oh, which band or artist has been your favorite to see perform live in the venue?
There's this concert series that the city of Buffalo used to do called Thursday in the Square, where they would take Niagara Square, like a dead center in the middle of the city, and they would shut it down on Thursdays. and it was a huge get together, tons of people. They would have bands playing. And whenever the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones came in, going back to them, they would play, and just the energy and the acoustics of hearing all that sound reverberating in the city, and everyone just not a cell phone in sight. Everyone's just drinking lighters, enjoying their self. It was wild.
That's
And then
awesome.
pretty much like any time that I would see Every Time I Die, like pretty much anywhere that I saw them in Buffalo, it was always a good show. So much energy. It's
Oh
like the
yeah.
one band tattoo that I have, not to be pompous or whatever with a
Right.
flex there, but I ended up getting their Old English I over the Buffalo area.
Nice.
So
Heck yeah. That's really cool, dude. All right. If you could make your own music festival lineup, who would be your top 3 headliners? They could be dead or alive, and this is the Tootall Music Festival. So
the
let's hear it.
Tootall Music Festival.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's funny. I was trying to like prep and listen
Right.
back, and then I had some solid ideas, and then the Sourdelica got to me, and I'm like, okay, what was I thinking about again?
It'll do that.
It definitely will do that.
Yep.
But Every Time I Die, for sure, on the top there, because they just so much energy and so fun to see. Reggie in the Full Effect. There's just it was a guy that was in the Get Up Kids, and he was playing keyboard in the Get Up Kids, and he started doing his own thing. And he doesn't play as much anymore, but it's like emo-ish, electronic at some points, death metal at some points. Like it's a wild mix of things that he did.
Oh yeah.
And then for a third, NWA. Why not?
Hey, all right. That's gonna
So
be a
just
wild.
get a big eclectic mix.
Yeah, dude, that's gonna be a wild festival right there, buddy. Hell yeah. I'll definitely buy a ticket to the Tootall Music Festival for sure.
Nice.
Hell yeah. All right. Which song instantly hypes you up?
Not to keep going on the Every Time I Die train, but Map Change does. One of the songs on one of their later albums, but I actually used it as my walkout song when I had my one and only MMA fight.
Okay.
And it was funny. Someone was live streaming my fight because apparently they were friends with the guy that I was fighting. And I was watching back the video of the live stream, and how like the people's comments will pop up at the certain times. Like the song starts out with this loud, just like ringing guitar riff that sounds awful, but beautiful at the same time. And then someone commented something like ew or oh my God, or what is that?
Oh, good Lord.
But like once that riff goes in and then the drums and the other guitars start coming in, just like does something to me.
Heck yeah. I might have to check that song out, dude. What's a band or artist that you feel is completely underrated?
It's hard because there's so many like obscure bands, because I used to like listen to a ton of music, heard so many different things, but underrated bands, I don't know. That's a really hard one.
You got an answer?
I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one.
Oh Jesus. Okay, it's the first for me. I'll accept it though. No worries. All right. Name a band or artist that you would like to see live.
There was a show that I'd went to Red Rocks a couple of years ago, and amazing venue. I saw Michael Franti and Spearhead, or just Michael Franti there. But just
Okay.
it was wild to see a concert there. And later on, I saw that there was a Trey Parker and Matt Stone were doing a live performance of the songs of South Park.
Yep.
I would have loved to have seen that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, same.
So
100%.
that's,
Didn't they have Primus came out at one point too?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's insane how creative those guys are and how much they can do in a week.
Oh, for
And
sure.
just to be able to see that live, that would have been something wild.
100%. All right. Which cultivar would you pair with an album?
see, I would pair Cherry Bangarang with, I don't know, something hip hop.
That's actually pretty good. I like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
because
That-
Cherry Bangarang does that same kind of clear headed thing to me, but with enough like relaxation and just like downness feeling. But
Yep.
just like to be able to just like sit there and vibe out with just the bass and the beats and everything and the flow of the lyrics. Because like
Oh
when I
my
listen
God.
to music, I don't really pay attention too much to the lyrics. I just kind of hear the voice as another instrument in the whole ensemble there. So just to sit there and vibe and groove out and just nod your head,
Right.
it'd be a good time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I brought that Cherry Bangarang to Muddy Roots Music Festival last year. That's what we were smoking on. So I could see
Mhm.
what you're saying. Like, yeah, definitely. You hit that nail on the head on that one for
Yeah.
sure. All right. If you got bit by a spider, name 3 completely random superpowers you would get.
Every time you sneeze, you go invisible.
What the fuck?
So you got to make sure that you carry black pepper on you at all times so you can get yourself back to being invisible.
Oh my God.
The ability to not sweat.
Oh, that would be great.
Yes.
Oh my God, yes.
And super healing.
Yeah. Yeah. Solid. I love them. All 3 are great, dude. Completely
It's
random.
just
Wonderful. Yes.
like
Perfect.
something that's really niche, something that's really inconvenient, and then something you can actually use.
Yes. 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 Thank you so much. That was solid, dude. Appreciate that. Which terps and or smells are your favorite?
I really enjoy like that petrol, gassy, chemi, gross smell. I love that in cannabis. It's wild because like you get certain smells that like if you smell them in the wild, like just not cannabis related, it's like that's gross. But then there's something about it when you can get those type of terpenes and flavonoids and smells in cannabis that it just like it's pleasant.
100%.
So I like that, and I like some fruity stuff too, but nothing too like really super crazy. Like that cherry bangarang that I grew, it was definitely like cherry cough syrup, like medicine-y, and then had that gas on it too. Not to be all hype beast with it, but it had the perfect mix of those two things, and it just felt like it was it was just very enjoyable.
Yeah, that's a solid description for sure. All right, this is a new question. If you could design the best cultivar for yourself, what would be in it and why?
It would definitely have to be thin because thin leaf is the thing for me. It would definitely have to be something like with that petrol chemically type smell to it. Maybe a little bit of some sort of citrus. So nothing too crazy. Like you get a little bit of hint of something, but not like overtly trying to outcompete that grossness. And as far as what I would put in it, I don't know. Probably definitely something sour diesel, like or like something like Chemi, like Chem 91, like Chem D, somewhere in there. And then as far as citrus, I don't know. Anything.
Heck yeah. All right. Do you have a favorite pothead memory?
So back when I was in college the first time around, me and my roommate, he had a friend that would allegedly distribute gifts to people, and he was like the typical stereotypical stoner guy. He was a little white kid with dreads. This is like talked like he was a surfer, but he was from New York. Just super nice guy, and like the old school minutia of, oh hey, okay, I'm gonna have take this gift from you, and then we're gonna enjoy the gift together, and we'll match and whatever. So interesting hanging out with him. But me and my roommate, we would we would go and walk around campus and smoke, and we would come back to the dorm room and we would turn all the lights off and we would watch Salad Fingers.
What the heck?
Have you ever seen Salad Fingers?
I have not.
Okay, so Salad Fingers is a Flash cartoon from like an internet cartoon from back in the Flash days,
Okay.
where it's this really gaunt green guy with these big, buggy, not bloodshot, but blackshot eyes. And he's just like gangly and has this like tombstone looking body and this big head with a little tiny bit of hair on top. And he would talk like this and say the most ridiculous things. Just like super creepy, and there was awful, like creepy music behind it.
Oh.
So being in an altered state of mind, watching that in a dark room while your roommate is doing the same imitation and saying things.
Right.
It was terrifying, but hilarious at the exact same time.
Oh, that's hilarious, dude. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah, if you haven't, definitely go look up Salad Fingers. It's
I'm gonna look it up.
it's out there, but if you get it, it's good.
Awesome. What was your first cannabis event?
My first cannabis event was a farmer's market in Buffalo called Flavors of Western New York. So it was the first farmer's market that they had in the area since legalization for rec. And a bunch of the, gray market vendors and growers would show up. They would set up their tables. They would have all their jars and everything, and could walk around, smell, buy, talk and bullshit with people. It was very interesting to walk around and see and to be a part of, especially with it being the first thing. Now, with the legalization, they are shutting a lot of that down, at least in like regular areas. But there are a fair amount of native land reservations. Apologize if I get the term wrong, but that's what everyone knows them by, the res.
Right.
But so they go by a whole different set of rules. So their council decided that, everything's fine. So a lot of the farmers markets started moving out to that area.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. But that first one was, it was something. It was definitely like a culture shock of like, so this is what's out there, of having that shell shock of there's so many people. It's like wall to wall. You're constantly tiptoeing and saying, excuse me, and trying not to, knock people over, and just everything that everyone had. It was overwhelming to a point.
I can imagine. Yeah. It generally is overwhelming when you're not used to it, especially like, the whole hiding of the cannabis your whole life. And then all of a sudden you're surrounded by tables of awesomeness.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, which cannabis event has been your favorite to attend?
A couple of years ago, I took a road trip. I drove from Buffalo to Denver over the course of a couple of days. And there was an event for the Dude Grows podcast. They had the DGC Cup out there.
Yep.
And that was like one of the only big events that I'd been to. Like, I would love to make it out to, or no, I'll save that because I know that's a question down the road. But to go out there and experience that and like judge on different plants that people grew, and to be able to taste everything and be like, ooh, this one's interesting. Ooh, no, this one isn't for me. And then hearing all the results afterwards, and just having it be a big get together, like a huge community of everyone that enjoys the plant and listens to this podcast. And then the people that were on the podcast are walking around, enjoying all the samples with everybody and just talking with people. And it's like, I see you on a video screen, usually on my phone. I didn't expect the rest of you to look like that.
Right. Heck yeah. That's really cool. All right, what was your most memorable purchase from a cannabis event?
One of the markets that I went to, there was I picked up an eighth. I forgot what it was called, but it was like 30. They said it tested like 36, 37% THC. So it was, and it looked like it was very, very resinous and had a lot of trichomes on it. But I ground some up and then I medicated for the night and I was laying down on my bed and I heard something moving. Like I heard some sound and I didn't know what it was. And it was like my ear being pushed down on the pillow and my hair scratching against the pillow. And I thought someone was trying to break into my house because it sounded like opening and closing doors. So after I purchased that, and then the next morning I got on Instagram and I messaged the guy that grew it. I messaged the vendor and I was like, that's some wild stuff. I thought someone was breaking into my house.
What the fuck?
And he was just like, oh yeah, it'll do that to you.
Oh my goodness. That's crazy. All right. Who was the first grow me you met in the community?
The first grow me that I met was Green Velvet Farms.
Cool. Shout out.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out. I know he's mostly over in YAG. I'm not sure what other Discords he's in, but when I was taking my trip down or back and forth from Colorado, I met up with him along the way on the way back. We had lunch. We, talked about growing and just life and whatever. And we had lunch. He paid for mine. So thank you very much. And then we went to my car and we swapped seeds.
Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah. No, I had brought a bunch of stuff for him to look through. He brought some stuff. He had pulled out some vials for me and I gave him some flour. He gave me some flour and it felt like old times.
Right.
Sitting in the back of a car, trading goods back and forth.
Right. Heck yeah. That sounds like fun, dude.
Yeah.
All right. Which grow me from the community are you looking forward to meeting?
I'm looking forward to meeting everybody at the pop-up in September. The Alabrije pop-up. Shout out Alabrije.
Right.
But just everyone out there, and I'm looking forward to meeting Rev just because I'm supposed to kick his ass. I don't know how that got started, but we're like locked into a fight now. So,
oh, good Lord.
Rev, if you're listening, I'm sorry. I love you, but I'm sorry.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah, you are the fighter in the community, so I'm guessing that's probably why they chose you.
Yeah, it happens. Right? There's one everywhere.
Yep. Oh, for sure. All right. Which event which event or location would you like to attend with your fellow Gromy? This could be an event you've never been to before.
One of these years, I'll have to make it out to Hash Bash with y'all. Because Hash Bash just seems like it's a fun time. Just, controlled debauchery and everything else. At least from the bits and pieces that everyone talks about. Because, things always happen that everyone swears to secrecy. But definitely that. And even just like going to Spanibus once. That would be fun and interesting to see how the scene is out that way. And just to get to be able to experience a lot of different stuff. Because like, everything we have here, it's mostly homogenized. Like it's just, you're kind of swapping in this for that. But there are some that are like really unique and very, very fun to consume and enjoy and getting different benefits out of. But to just be able to experience cannabis grown in a climate that's not yours by people that don't speak the same language, but they have all the same knowledge. Like that would really be something special.
Oh, for sure. All right. This is a new question.
Sure.
If you only had one cultivar of cannabis to consume for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh, that's a tough one. That is a tough question. Because I've grown some, but like I haven't grown a lot of things that I want to grow just with choice paralysis and having too many different options. Out of anything that I've grown so far, if I had to have one, I would probably be Mango Myrrh by Night Owl.
There you go.
It was just very, very fruity, like rotting mangoes.
I love a rotting mango smell. That's a good one. That's a really good one.
And especially through the dry herb vapes, being able to taste it, like having that flavor amplified, it's like,
for sure, dude. I love the flavor part of the dry herb vaporizer, so that would be excellent. 100%. That's a great answer. All right. What's your go-to method to consume cannabis?
Dry herb vaping. And then sometimes I'll also use concentrates in like my proxy or my pivot or in the banger on the terp hammer there. But usually mostly those two.
Heck yeah. What's a stoner myth you think is total bullshit?
It's going to sound cliche, but it's that lazy, unproductive, thing. Just because there's so many people in the community that do so many amazing and just things that you're envious of, that you wish that you had the know-how and the ability to do. And knowing that all these people consume and that they medicate and they're still able to accomplish all these things. And it's not reefer madness. It's not, it's going to make you lazy. What's the other one? It's going to make you lazy. No, you're going to forget things. But like I say, I've been hitting the head too many times, so my memory is shit anyway.
Right.
But, just that you're going to be lazy, unproductive. You're going to jump off of a roof.
Right.
Try jumping off of a roof when you're glued to your couch.
Right.
Giggling at cartoons.
For real. Yeah. Facts.
Facts, no printer.
Right. Is there a cultivar that you're interested in trying to grow that you've never grown?
I'm definitely interested in growing Orange Gasm by Irie Genetics because I hear so many interesting things about it. So that's definitely on my list. And then Cherry Paloma from Raw Genetics. That's another one I was interested in growing. At the DGC Cup, I had picked up a disposable rosin pen of the Cherry Paloma. It was very pleasant. Well, it was very nice.
I've heard a lot of good things about that cultivar, and I've never experienced it myself, but yeah, I'm definitely envious of you getting to try it. That's really cool.
Yeah.
All right. What's your all-time favorite cultivar and why?
This is hard because I really don't have favorites. Not nothing that completely blows me out of the water. I appreciate everything that I've been able to grow and try and consume and purchase. I love it all.
Okay. Well, we go with that answer. That's fine. Who are some of your favorite breeders?
Favorite breeders, Night Owl, for sure, because Daz does some awesome things. Alabrije, not knowing anything about Alabrije and then starting to get into the communities and seeing what everyone's growing and being able to sample it and growing it myself. It's just, there's really, he does good work.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
Not to, as the kids say, not to glaze him too much, but
right.
He does very good.
No, he's definitely putting out a wonderful product for sure.
Yeah. And even though I only said auto breeders, I do grow photos every now and again, but I grow mostly autos. So once I get some photos, I can update my answer.
There you go. Heck yeah. Well, I'm sure with more events that we'll be hanging out, we'll have to get you back on here for sure.
Yeah, of course.
The next one is, do you have a favorite cannabis related movie and or TV show?
For movie, I like Half Baked.
It's a good one.
And Idle Hands. It's not like overtly a stoner movie, but there is some Cypress Hill and glassware being passed around.
Oh, really? I've never heard of that.
So Idle Hands, it's a cheesy, almost like a B movie, horror movie.
Okay.
Who's in it? No, Jessica Alba's in it. I think Devon Sawa is the lead, and then Seth Green is in it also. And his hand gets possessed, and he ends up chopping his hand off because it's possessed, and it's making him do things that he doesn't want to do, like try to kill people, and it's trying to kill him. So the whole movie is them trying to run around trying to find his hand and destroy his hand before it, starts killing everybody at the high school dance.
What in the world? That is a wild movie.
It's super cheesy and it's very predictable, but it's a fun one.
Okay, that's interesting. All right. If you could have a smoke session with anyone dead, who would it be?
Maybe Thomas Jefferson.
Ooh. Why Thomas Jefferson?
Because I want to know what sort of hemp he was growing.
Oh, dude, me too.
I want to trade those secrets. I want those government secrets.
For real? Because they're hiding that shit.
Yeah. I want to know about all the MK Ultra weed. I want to know where it started from.
MK Ultra.
Release the files. Let's see it.
Oh, good Lord. All right. Well, same question, but alive.
Really pondering because I thought that I had an answer before, but then it just completely blanked out of my mind.
It's all good, dog.
Alive. Probably Henry Rollins. I don't know if that's been an answer before, but I know he's straight, but it would just be interesting.
No, Henry Rollins would be a good one for sure. I wouldn't mind hanging out with him. That'd be cool.
That and to just also see what happens to intensity after a couple of hits of something.
Right? Oh, man, that would be scary. I don't know, man. I don't know if I can handle that.
Hey, I know how to fight. I'm good.
Yeah, I'll just make sure you're around. That's all.
Yeah. I could just stand at the door like security or sit in the cuck chair or whatever,
Oh my God. What the fuck? All right. Well, this is the last question of the hot seat. Do you have a favorite cannabis podcast and who is it?
I enjoy Yag. Yag's the one I pretty much consistently listen to the most. Even though they're average, it's my kind of average.
Right.
And then, Cultivation Conversation, Crafting Cannabis, Grateful Nerd Show, Having a Wonderful Time,
Right.
All of them.
Hell yeah.
I enjoy that sphere of people. Not just because I know a lot of them, but just it's a solid group of people.
Oh, for sure. 100%. Well, the next segment is Think and Grow Me. Each week, I think and grow me in the community. I know I say the tough times all the time, but really, there really is tough times. And there's arguments and there's just things going on in life that you don't realize that's behind the scenes, and it's hard dealing with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But when the reality is, it's nice being able to hear a thanks from people in the community, and I definitely encourage you to thank somebody in the community as well.
Yeah. So,
yeah, you go ahead and if you want to go ahead and thank someone, you go ahead and jump on it, sir.
Yeah, for sure. I want to thank Flam.
Ooh, Flam.
Yeah, because he's just an awesome dude, and it's funny. Our brand of ADHD works very well together. It's the perfect synergistic ADHD. We're vibrating on the same frequency. So once, when I met him back in December and sitting in Johnny's basement as he's feeding his wood stove, and me and Grateful are talking, and Flam's there and he's talking too. And just talking about, I was talking about work stuff and just started breaking down crying, and Flam just walks over and hugs me. And he's like, "That's how you know you found your people." With my worst accent there. I didn't want to throw it on too thick.
No, it's good. It was good.
But to have that vulnerable moment and then just have him come over and just give me a big hug and be like, It's okay, big guy. You'll be good.
Yeah, I
But
love
yeah,
Flame.
yeah, no,
Flame
he's awesome.
Flame is a fucking excellent guy. Like I truly enjoy hanging out with him. He's so fun to hang out with and just chat with because he's got his vocabulary is so wild, and just listening to him talk, and of course then you have to like every once in a while you got to ask him, what does that mean? What does that mean?
Hmm.
Like what does that mean, sir? Like I don't
Yeah.
understand.
Once he starts spinning a yarn, it's hard to get him to wind down.
Right? Right? Yeah. No,
Yeah, but it's
he's a
awesome.
yeah, he's a solid dude. I love that guy. Heck yeah. Well, I want to thank you first off for coming to Freedom Fest. Um, I'm so glad that you actually came out there. I had one of the best times out there, just being able to hang out with you and spend time with you. But also the thing I want to thank you is thank you for your time and dedication to helping people. I noticed when our conversation that next morning, when we were before everybody woke up, we were talking about just our life in general. And one of the things your 9 to 5 is you're helping people.
Hmm.
That's your job. And I I think that's one of the greatest things that you're basically you're giving that back to the people. And I think it's wonderful. Uh,
Yeah, no, thank you for that. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm a physical therapist assistant, so
right.
just help people when they're at a vulnerable time and get them back to almost brand new and get a lot of satisfaction out of that.
For sure. Yeah, I think that's a great job to have. Be honest with you. I mean, I know you're making money out of it, but at the same time, you're helping people. Like you're helping a lot of people,
Yeah.
um, especially with the surgeries and falls and stuff like that. So I truly thank you for choosing that route in life. It's really
Yeah.
cool. For sure. Also, I would like to thank TN Genetics for meeting up with me recently.
Nice.
I did the extended Paranoid Freedom tour
Hmm.
to Missouri, and on the way there, I met up with TN Genetics. Met up with him and his girlfriend, and we went to a country bar. We went dancing, and like TN Genetics. Oh my god, he's such an excellent dancer. So like as soon as he got off the stage, I was like, bro, I'm so jealous of how amazing you are. Like, you've got to teach me some shit. Like, he was trying to teach me how to 2-step off
Hmm.
to the side of the stage. He's like, it's so easy. You can just do it like this. I'm like, oh, I'm never going to learn it like tonight, but just being able to be around him and, yeah, it was a really fun experience. I always have a great time hanging out with him. Um,
That's awesome.
yeah.
Believe it or not, there's a big uh, country music like appreciation scene in Buffalo.
Oh,
So
really?
there's different bars that'll do line dancing nights.
Oh, okay.
I've never been because that's not really my scene. But
Right.
if I'm like in an area like you were, I could definitely see that being just an awesome experience. And then me tripping over myself, figuring out how much I have to consume before the dance steps make sense or the feet on the floor start floating away.
Right. Yeah, dude, that was a trip like me, definitely like not stepping all over the place, running into people. Like, yeah, it's so bad. Well, it's it, and that's the thing is like country bars. That is the normal thing around here,
Hmm.
and the line dancing and all that stuff. And I grew up doing all that, but I haven't done it in so long that I forgot everything. Like the only thing I know now is like the electric slide, but
Yeah.
because everybody did it in school too. So
Hmm. Yeah, we did.
right.
We
So
did it on a record.
oh my god, that's great. Yeah, I think we did too. But yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun.
That's
Um,
awesome.
so I had a wonderful experience with that. But the next segment is upcoming events. Do you have any upcoming events that you're looking forward to, whether it is cannabis or music related?
So, music related, not so much. Um, we do have some local MMA fights coming up on the 16th at Riverworks,
Nice.
and we have 3 people from our gym fighting on the card. 2 of them are title fights, and we're going to be defending our titles. So it's that's that's a whole other experience that I could drone on and on and on about. but I'll just leave it at that for now.
Heck
And
yeah.
then as far as cannabis related, I'm definitely looking forward to the pop up in September.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm so glad you're going to be there.
Yeah, no, it's going to be fun to see everybody and be able to put voices and faces and bodies to names and handles on the internet and just be around everyone that you talk to every single day, but now be able to make that in-person connection and just see how many people are still on their phones on the Discord blowing things up, or if everyone's just, vibing and enjoying themselves. So I'm very excited to meet everybody and see everyone and hope that my name still lives up to.
Oh, dude, it definitely does. You got to worry about that ever. No, don't ever have that doubt in your mind. So I promise you, your name lives up to you. So yeah, you're good, dude.
Perfect.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, the upcoming events that I got coming up is my daughter and I are going to see Suicide Boys next weekend.
Nice.
Yeah. So her and I went. Excuse me. Her and I went a few years ago to see Suicide Boys, and it was Ramirez, Ghost Main, and he actually had Puya come out with him for 1,000 Rounds, which is one of my favorite songs by Ghost Main. But
nice.
Yeah, I'd seen Suicide Boys at Bonnaroo before, but being able to go with my daughter was a really cool experience, and now I'm going to go with her again. So,
oh, that's great. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to having that time with her. And then I mentioned it on the last week too. Is we got Muddy Roots Music Festival in Cookeville, Tennessee, coming up on Labor Day weekend. The Grateful Gardener and K-pop are going to be there with me. So anybody listening in, if you're in the area out here that wants to attend, there's still plenty of tickets available, and we're going to be camping out there for the weekend. So anybody want to show up and hang out and smoke and enjoy some wild ass music in Tennessee, it's a wonderful experience. So
yeah, no, that sounds like that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm happy for you guys.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Well, this is the end of the show. I was going to go ahead and give you the opportunity to give out your socials.
Sure. So you can watch me do push-ups on Instagram at Tootall_JH, like it is on the screen there. If you're watching video, if you're doing audio, that's at Tootall_JH on Instagram. And then once I'm able to get back out in my shop, I'm going to do some more wood turning. So if you want to take a look at some of the wares that I'm making, going to start selling some stuff once I get a bunch of my projects finished. That's going to be at Tootall Turns, all one word. Logo's done by the powerful Nerd Grows. Shout out Nerd Grows.
Heck yeah. Shout out Nerd Grows, the man. Everyone listening and watching, thank you. I hope you're out there having a wonderful time. Thank you, Tootall, for joining the show.
I had a wonderful time.
Damn right. All right. See you, buddy.
All right. Peace.